All right, so last week we went to the Sterman Master and Keystone potato processing facilities, and we are here to present some product development, supply chain, and overall analysis of Sterman Master. So jumping right into it, some cool technological platforms and actions that Keystone has taken has to improve their product shelf life has been reducing negative additives such as sulfates, which in turn lead to things such as spoilage. Um, they also have vacuum sealed bags, which have helped not just in their transportation, but also in the insurance of taste and quality. And going into quality, they actually have on-site quality assurance testing and control requirements, which is actually started around their top-of-line machinery, the SVE 3800 vertical form, fill, and seal machine. It allows for them to have 4 different formats and 2 different package sizes with barrier films and nitrogen flush. And what that does is ensure modified atmospheric pressuring, which in turn provides that food with a longer shelf life. And it also is able to obviously package the films and gauge the transfer rates of oxygen for the chemical processes. And then finally, the process as a whole, along with helping the shelf life, allows it to hinder aerobic pathogens that also lead to those spoilage and loss of potatoes. 2 recommendations I have for Keystone in prolonging the shelf life that they've been doing is storing them in the modified atmospheric pressuring with an array gas such as CO2. Obviously, refrigeration is key, but reconditioning allows adequate ventilation for the chemical processes to take place, such as sugar turning to starch. And then a second one would be adding sodium benzoate for microbiological stability, which helps with the dehydration process and prevents complications with things such as the carbon molecules. And I'll go ahead and turn it over to Tim for some of the supply chain.
The current supply chain overview for Sterman Master Incorporated is that both Sterman Master Incorporated and Keystone Potato Products are located at a prime location 3 hours from 1/3 of the total U.S. potato consumption areas, and KPP is right off of Interstate 81, which allows for deliveries to all East Coast locations in under 24 hours. The company in a whole has become vertically integrated so that it owns and operates 4,600 acres of land and state-of-the-art storage and packaging facilities. Also, they own Master Logistics Services Incorporated, which owns and operates a fleet of their own trucks, refrigerated trucks with one of the most consistent and fastest times within the industry. There are account executives that manage electronic ordering through iTrade and FoodLink, and also Sterman Master Incorporated is a Fresh Solutions Network partner, which grows, packs, sells, and delivers potatoes across the United States and Canada. With regards to Giant retail stores, first the orders originated from Giant Foods. The sales agent at Sterman Master aggregates it and puts it all into a day order that the potatoes get sent to Sterman Master Incorporated and then sent to KPP for processing and scheduling with a 1 to 2 day lead time. After process, the Keystone potato sends it back to Sterman Master and then to a Giant warehouse where it can be further transported to refrigeration or on the shelf of the store. When coming up with improvements for the supply chain of Sterman Master, currently for the crates and the inventory have color-coded tape with Sharpie written on it. We thought it would be a good idea to create an electronic inventory through barcode technology. This would facilitate the supply chain process from start to finish. You can put so much information on a barcode, including what shipping label must include, how it should be handled, where it should go in the warehouse, where the potatoes are coming from, what type of potato makes up the product, also where the shipment is in the processing and transportation process. Another suggestion that we had was to merchandise in the produce section of the store, and this would add depth to the supply chain by being able to source, fill, and display the product, sourcing the materials for the display, and also always having the shelf full in the store. The last suggestion that we had was to create teams of 2 drivers per truck due to the 10-hour rule for the Federal Department of Transportation. You can't drive for more than 10 hours and then you have to take an 11-hour break. So therefore, if you have 2 drivers in one truck, you could cut down on the 11-hour break. This would in turn cause you to reach further destinations faster, increasing sales and area that you can deliver to.
Another big part that Sterman Master is trying to improve on is their marketing department, where Katie and I are going to touch upon their value added line. So the current value added situation for the fresh cut line is as follows. It's currently 2017 and the classic potato as a staple is kind of on the outs. This is because the new trends of health, fitness, as well as convenience and the lifestyle of people being on the move is more in. The target market of people buying these sort of products tend to be middle to higher income people from urban and suburban areas. Sterman Maser adapting to these value-added products fit the needs of these sort of people. So these products take less time to prepare, which helps people who are multitasking, as well as the health value of them being fresh satisfies the needs of healthy food. So some competition and potato alternatives. We chose rice to vegetables, so we have cauliflower, then we have spiralized vegetables, so here we have spiralized zucchini, and then grains are really popular, so brown rice, and then even though Sterman Maser makes other potato products, those are also technically competition, and potatoes have more alternatives since they're technically classified as a vegetable, but they're widely looked upon as a starch. So this makes the category for substitutes even more wide and more confusing when looking at this. So convenient, you can see all of these options are convenient and adapt to this convenient lifestyle. Prep time, the spiralized noodles and potatoes tend to take the most amount of time. And price, you'll see the spiralized veggies are the most expensive because they're the most labor intensive to make. And then the other options, the rice veggies and brown rice are the cheapest. So some recommendations to improve Sterman Maser's current fresh cut line. We first have that, like we said repeatedly, the millennial generation is one of the top buyers of the fresh cut line. So cutting down the current 1.5 bag into smaller individual, either like 100 calorie to 150 calorie type bag of potatoes. So you buy the big bag and there's going to be 4 to 5 little small bags in the big bag. So this addresses the need for health as well as food waste because this demographic tends to be cooking for one person. This way, if I'm going to cook, I can just grab a little bag, open it, not have to worry about resealing the big bag and food going bad. Next, we have the idea of adapting to children. This capitalizes on the other demographic of urban and suburban families. So typically, this type of demographic wants to feed their kids with very healthy food, but as people know, kids have a limited palette and range of things they eat, and French fries tend to be a popular side amongst them. So currently, Sterman Maser has fresh cut fries, but I think other French fry products could be more enticing to kids. So we think that if you change your packaging and follow something similar to like these Smiles fries, obviously these are more targeted to children. So even just changing the packaging, something that will make moms want to give them to their kids, will add more customers and take them away from buying other brands like this. And these are obviously not as healthy as fresh cut since those are frozen. So I think it would please mothers and the children. And lastly, going off of Sterman Master's roastables with flavor in it, we learned on the tour that consumers really enjoyed them and they were a very popular product. So we think that with the fresh cut line, within the bag, you can have a little flavor packet. You can use the same flavors that the roastables have, so this isn't adding much cost. You're already sourcing them from whatever company. You would just order more, make the packets, and add it in the bag. So this is also making it more convenient for the consumer. You also don't have to dirty other dishes or bowls. You would just pour the flavoring, shake it up in the bag, and then pour it on the tray and cook it. So since it was already popular with another product, we think it would do well, probably even better with the fresh cut line.
So the next step in marketing is to come up with ideas to boost the fresh cut category. The point of this is because customers might not know about the fresh cut line yet, so we need to come up with some ways to get them buying the product. So the first way we have is to place signs near the dairy department that says something like "Don't forget the veggies," with pics of fresh cut veggies and including a cut above. This goal is to reach more customers rather than just people who buy vegetables from the produce department. Another idea is to use Nielsen data to see what people are buying. This would include having a coupon printed out at the register when you see customers purchasing any fresh produce item. This helps reach more customers and intrigue customers who think it might be too expensive to purchase fresh cut items. Another idea is to use cross-merchandising into mobiles in the front of the store. This grabs the immediate attention of the customers whenever they come into the store. You could pair it with meat department items, dairy items, anything that would go together to make a good meal. The next step is to boost Sterman Master brand awareness. The first idea we had is to use in-store samples and demonstrations. This would make 25 to 30% of people who try the samples buy the product that day. We could also offer coupons at the demonstration booth or on the bags of potatoes to make them even more likely to buy the product. Another idea is to use coupons on meat or dairy items that says something like, when you buy any meat product, you get $1 off fresh cut vegetables. This will bring attention to items that pair well with fresh cut potatoes. The next idea is to cross-merchandise with meat department products. So you actually put the potatoes in with the meat department items. Like the example that we got was Frank's in the meat department. There's usually like mashed potatoes with them. That would just make us a higher competitor, and it offers convenience because it's in 2 locations of the store. Another idea is to use a small mobile merchandiser near potatoes because it helps bring attention to the fresh cut line and of shoppers that are buying potatoes. It'll help them stick out rather than blending in with the other products in the store. Our last idea is to partner with dietitians of grocery stores to become a part of the healthy magazines such as Wegmans Menu Magazine. This will reach people who think potatoes are unhealthy, and is another way to show convenience to customers is through simple recipes.
We hope that some of our suggestions and analysis can value and help Sterman Master. We just want to thank you again for allowing us to tour your facilities and learn more about your company. Thanks.